Olá a todos, bem-vindos a mais uma das nossas conversas. Hoje tenho o enorme prazer de ter comigo o Bart, dos Birds in a Row. É um prazer enorme tê-los connosco. Eles estão em Biarritz, sendo que estão a caminho de Portugal para tocar no Amplifest, que este ano se desdobra por 2 fins de semana. Por isso é um prazer tremendo tê-lo aqui connosco. Bart, I was explaining everyone that I'm very happy to have you here and to have Birds in a Row with us. And I was explaining to them that you are in Biarritz and that
Mhm.
you are coming to Portugal to play at Amplifest. But
Yeah.
before that, I would like to ask you something. The band has begun in 2009.
Mhm.
For those that doesn't know you yet, how did it all begun? How did all do you meet each other in the club? How did it happen?
No, the story is that we had a band before that, like a punk rock band, and we were
Uh-huh.
supposed to go on our first European tour, but we broke up right at the beginning, right before going on tour, really, and it was a huge frustration for us. So like the drummer and I started Birds in Row with a friend of ours that was always with us on tour, like doing merch and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and who also played bass. So we decided to do this band and just go on tour all the time
All the
because there
time.
was such it was such a huge frustration for us that right before going on our first European tour we couldn't actually do it, that we were like, well, we're gonna do it anyway. And so
And
that was the main
those are the
reason for
reason.
like creating this band. Yeah.
And why punk rock? Why hardcore? Why? What does it bring
um
to you?
I think it's you don't really choose the type of music you listen to or you love. I think it's
Yeah.
kind of it, sometimes it's cultural. Maybe your parents made you listen to some music, your brothers or sisters or something like that, or your friends, and we all came to hardcore through bands like Havard or Verse. This era of hardcore where like everything was more emotional than really
Hmm.
tough guy stuff, and it really spoke to us because I think we are a person that are pretty sensitive, and we have a lot of emotions that we need to express and let out of ourselves. And music for us is such like a good way to do that.
Hmm.
Being on tour, playing every night is like, some people need to do sports, and I need to
You
do
need to
this.
play.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to play. You need to play. You see
Mm.
yourself. You are three. You are
Mhm.
three individual, but
Mhm.
you always speak as a collective.
Mhm.
Why is that important to you to speak as bird in a row as a collective and not three different persons?
Because like I think since the beginning of the band we tried to propose different alternatives, like
Hmm.
try to challenge maybe the model that you have of a band. Even like in the punk scene, we tend to always use the same things that in the mainstream, actually, where you have to have music videos, you have to have promo shoots, and if you're not comfortable with it, you still have to do it.
Yeah.
So we said we're not gonna do it. We don't want to show our faces on promo pictures because we're not comfortable with it. We'd rather have people focus on what we have to say and what we do, rather than how the bassist look like or what's the job of the singer or this kind of thing that we don't think is really appropriate. And like we really want to just have the things that we create out there, and people don't care about anything else, really.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Following that statement that you are saying, many of your songs have a little bit of political empowerment and statement. It's important for you as a band, as a collective, to have this statement through the music near the people who listen to you.
um yeah, it's I probably like some years ago I would have said, we play punk rock, so not being political is
It
not
was not
possible.
not an option.
Yeah, but it's also just, I think life reminds you that everything is political. So when I was talking about expressing your feelings, you can't not talk about politics, even more today, where like everything looks like falling apart. Like, you have the climate change, you have obviously everything that we lived through with COVID and all the social tensions that it brought. You have like the extreme right wing rising everywhere.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of things that happen in the world where we we can't, not see it. It's not possible for a human being to like really feel like, I don't want to deal with it, because we're all part of it, and we are all, drown in it in a certain way. So I feel like politics are just a part of any human being. Like a lot of people think they are apolitical, but like just the fact of saying you're apolitical is a political stance.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not, for me, it's not crazy to talk about politics, because everyone talks about politics. When you decide to be a good friend, a good partner, when you decide to treat people decently, or that, like, most of the things you do on a daily basis are political, and you don't realize it. So for me, there's nothing crazy about talking about politics.
You recently changed from label. You are now with Red Creek,
Mhm,
the label from Johannes Person from the Cult of Luna. How did it
mhm.
happen? How did it happen? This partnership.
They contacted us while we were actually recording demos for the new record.
Mhm.
And in the first place, we were like, oh, we've been with Death Wish for 10 years, so we
Yeah.
don't really need a label or whatever. And but the thing is that, starting like discussing with them and how they were doing things, we got very interested, and also feeling that they were really really interested in working with us, and they wanted to be involved in the band really, and push us a little bit further than what we're already doing. We really felt like it would be a good partnership for us. Also because like Cult of Luna has been a band that we've loved forever, really. Like, well, yeah, of course. But also like just the fact that, um, having a new partnership is also cool, because you get to do things differently, and you get to think about things differently, and it's always cool, I think, to challenge yourself on
Yeah.
like, like I feel it's kind of like a couple. Sometimes you need to build something different with your partner or whatever, and it's kind of the same thing here. And we felt like maybe we had done everything we had to do with Death Wish, and then basically on I don't know how to say it in English, but like we both decided that it was better for us to move on to Red Creek.
Mhm.
So
Until now,
and
you
also,
are happy with the change.
yeah, like every changes, it needs sometimes to settle, but it's definitely a good change. I'm actually talking about Red Creek when Alexi, the other partner of Johannes, is walking
Yeah.
by me.
Hello,
But
Alexis.
but yeah, every change needs some time and stuff, but it's really cool because it's been a lot of support for us since the beginning of the work we are doing together, and so it's very positive, and there's also something that kind of like counts for us is
Mhm.
the fact that Red Creek is European.
Yep.
Working with Death Wish, who are American for 10 years, uh, has taught us that we were very European,
Europe-
and not in a bad way. It's not. I'm not
We are
criticizing
different
anything at
from
all.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that maybe it's cool also to not look up onto America more than what we already do, and
Yep.
try to actually build something in Europe, that because that's where we come from, that's where we had the most support ever, and
Mhm.
and we really want to just like be here,
Be here.
because like for example, the last record we put out, we did like 2 US tours before touring in Europe, which was weird because it's like we're from Europe, we're French, and most of our friends are here. Like I mean, every time we come to Portugal, for example, it's amazing. Every time we go to Germany too, and so we like doing those 2 US tours first were kind of like weird to us. Like it made us think about our position, in like geographically, like how
Geographically.
we wanted to how we wanted to think the next record. And so for this record, we really wanted to tour Europe first, but also having like a European label made a lot of sense to us
Mhm,
also.
mhm. This new record you've launched very recently
Mhm.
during the month of October, I suppose. No, September. September.
Yeah, we put out four singles
Four
already,
singles. Yep.
but it's gonna be out on the 14th of
14
October.
of October.
Mm,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. The name of the album is Gris Klein. Tell me about the name.
So it's a French name that is a reference to the blue Klein.
Blue
I don't know
Klein.
Klein blue. Sorry, which is a type of blue that was created by Yves Klein, a French artist, where he wanted to have like a specific blue, very deep, something you can actually feel physically when you look at it. It's really, if you've never seen it, I heard you to find it somewhere in the museum, but it's very interesting. And we decided to have this title because our record, we wanted our record to talk about depression and anxiety and all those bad feelings that were totally amplified by the COVID situation and everything after that. But we wanted to talk about it like metaphorically. We didn't want to be like, like just talk about depression like randomly.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to create something a bit more poetical, so people can actually recognize themselves in it, rather than be told like, oh, I'm a poor boy, whatever. so we started like thinking about metaphors, and one of the first thing we thought was, why not compare depression to color blindness, because basically when you're depressed it's really hard to see anything positive around you, like,
Yep.
you have your family, you have your friends, you have your partner, maybe you have a good job, maybe you have a passion in life, but because you're depressed it's really hard for you to see all this and everything that it brings to you. And color blindness is a bit the same. It's like, how can you, like, I am not colorblind, so I can't really tell, but I'm wondering, like, how can you see like a painting the same way that I would see because I'm not colorblind,
Yeah.
and really appreciate it the same way and everything. So it's all about filters, like it's all like the filter of depression on your life and the filter of colorblindness that impedes you to see life the way everybody else sees it. So that's why we called it Gris Klein, which means
Gris Klein.
actually Klein Gray, Klein
Klein
Gray,
Grey.
like Klein Gray, like the color gray,
Like,
because like basically one could think that if you're colorblind, maybe you don't see the blue, like the Klein blue, you don't see it. You see actually the Klein gray. You see it as a gray, not as a blue. So that was a lot of like. It looks pretty complicated, but it's pretty simple. But it's just it's just a way to say that how would you enjoy the, like, I'm wondering how you enjoy the Klein blue when
Mhm.
you're actually colorblind.
Yeah, I do understand. You
Mhm.
have launched 4 songs already. Uh,
Mhm.
what has been the reception to those 4 songs from your fans?
They've been amazing, really. Like, it's for us it's been hard because we recorded the new record like 1.5 years ago, and it's a long time, so we had a
Yeah.
lot of time to think about it. And if you ask any artist, it's really hard to enjoy your own art, right? So we were like, we don't know anymore, like, should we put up the record or not? And so we decided to just trust people, and because basically the normal thing is that you record something, you put it out, you go on
Yeah,
tour,
you
and
do.
then people tell you about it. They tell you, oh, I like this song, I
Yeah.
like this, blah blah blah. But we didn't have that because of all the lockdowns and everything. So it was pretty stressful. And when we put up the first songs and we saw that everybody was showing up, and all the love we received, it was really amazing. And especially for the 2 last songs called Noah Cathedrals, were like some of our favorite songs on the record. When you have some of your favorite songs on your own record, most of the time people, it's not their favorite song. But this time, like, really, people really loved it, and showed so much support and love on those 2 songs that are very important to us, that it was kind of magical for us after everything we've been through.
Mhm, mhm. You can be very fearless on your lyrics, but also very poetic, and that's very beautiful when we listen to the lyrics and to your songs. Do you have any main influences when you are writing a song, specifically the lyrics, or not?
um in terms of music, we tend to have everything you listen to is going to be an inspiration for you. Either in the way that you don't want to do this, or you want to do this. That's everything is going to inspire you in a certain way. So we've listened to a lot of different stuff, like post punk. I
Mhm.
discovered Radiohead during lockdowns. I know it's weird,
Really?
but I had never really, like, when I never went through Radiohead that much, and during the lockdowns, I had like this. a very weird, obsession for it, and it really helped me
Yeah.
write some stuff differently as well. But then in terms of lyrics, it's kind of weird because we don't really have any like lyricists that would mark us. Like I really love Nick Cave, for example. I
Mm-hmm.
really love his way of writing songs, but I also love the singer from Modern Life is War, for example. I've always loved the way he would tell like normal stories.
Yeah.
Um, in French, I love Amanda Woodward, who was like a screamo band from the early 2000s and had like
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful lyrics in French, so it's really weird, but like I almost have no proper inspiration in or like artists that would inspire me more, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of lyrics. I just write whatever I can.
You are
you know?
you are French, but you write in English.
Yeah. It's
Why? Why? Why?
because we want people to understand what we say.
Yeah.
It's um when we started the band, we already knew that we wanted to talk about things that would touch people, like politics or like anything like that, and it made way more sense for us to sing in English because when you're in Poland, for example, like people, they tend to not understand French, which is totally normal, and yeah, and also you, like I can't ignore the fact that most of the things we listen to are sung in English.
Yeah. Yeah.
So most of our inspirations are in English too. So we it's it would be weird for me to sing in French when I don't listen to many French artists. And
Yeah.
also, there's a thing that it's really really hard to sing in French. Like when you write something in French, you have to be super good at it. People are way too proud about their language here. So
You
so
better be
so
good
that's
when
the
you
thing. I
sing.
don't know if it's the same in Portugal, but in France, it's like.
Tell me one thing. Those songs that already come out. I have here Water Wings, Noah, Trompe d'Oeil, in Winter Yet. Why did you choose? The record will be with 11 songs. Why do you choose to launch these four as you did?
So we with the Red Creek, we decided that the first single should be Water Wings because it
Mm-hmm.
was the one that was a perfect bridge between of our previous record and the new one.
Yeah.
Then we decided to put Nymphias out during the summer because it was like a catchy song, and it made sense to put it out on the summer. And yeah, it was kind of like a punk rock song, so it makes total sense to put it out on July. and But then we really wanted to have Noah and Cathedrals out before the record goes out.
It's a beautiful
And
name for a song.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so because those ones that I said were like our favorites on the record, really, like
Mm-hmm.
some of our favorites on the record, for us, it really like represented everything we wanted as a change, for the band. And like the new sounds, the new inspirations we had and stuff were all in those two songs. So it was very important for us to put them out as singles as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you like to surprise the fans?
Do we like to surprise fans?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
To
it's
make them
important.
wow.
like I think it's important. Like we really don't want to put out the same record twice,
Yeah.
which is hard because and some people ask us like, why do you only put up records every 4 years? But but we need some time. We need some time
Of course.
to find new inspirations, to find new sounds and stuff. So we can't put out a record every year because they will all like sound the same, really. And it's really important for us that every record is a new event and a new thing. Maybe some people are not gonna like it, but other people are gonna like it, and for us, it's totally cool. We just want to have fun first, and play music that we like, but also not be just the kind of band that puts out every time the same record and just like capitalize on something that already works.
Mm-hmm. For Birds in a Row, when we see, I saw all the videos that you launch in your Instagram page
Mhm.
about the artwork and how to make the cover of the album, or
Mm.
everything like that. It is important for you, the visual and the graphic art, to be connected with the band, with the songs, with the record.
Yeah, because that's one of the first thing people are gonna see. you know, when you go to the merch table and there are records on the display, or when you go to a disc shop, like a record store, like that's, or even on the internet, the first thing you see is the cover. So if it doesn't represent your music, then there's no point, you know. It's gonna be, either people are gonna be disappointed or not, I don't know, but like most of the time it can be disappointing. And and also we create everything ourselves except for like two records where we couldn't do the photographs ourselves because we were on tour or not qualified enough. But every like the art direction has always been us, you know. We've always wanted to control that because we think that um, the same way that we write music, we have to put a lot of our
Soul
influences in the
and your
in the
soul in
art.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So for example, we painted the cover of the record, and did the layouts, and so it's only us, you know.
It's
There's
only
not
us.
anyone else. Yeah, yeah.
Do, concerning the all the art, there is any painter that influences you more?
um like I said in the videos, like I
In
really love the work of, like, you know,
Monet,
portraits.
Monet, and Monet.
Yeah. Monet is nice, but like in terms of portraits, like I love John Singer Sargent, or
Mm-hmm.
Lucian Freud, even Francis Bacon, for example, who is
Mm-hmm.
a painter that didn't influence my painting, for example, but I love the way he painted his soul, really, you know.
Yeah.
They're very brutal paintings, and you can feel his distress in his paintings, and it's something that I like in art in general, might be music or painting or anything. I like when you can feel the personality of someone through his or her art, you know.
You feel connected, right?
Yeah.
This is not your first time in Portugal. What do you think about the audience, the public in Portugal?
You know, for us, the first time we toured in Spain, in Portugal, when we were booking the first tour there, people told us like, don't go there, you know, no one cares about your like shows and stuff, blah blah blah. And we're like, we're gonna see it by ourselves, you know. And we went there, and it was amazing. And literally, I think 2 months after our first Spanish and Portugal tour, we went back because we had connected with the people a lot. And since that day is really those days, like I feel every time we go to Portugal, like everyone's amazing. Like last time we played at Amplifest, it was such a good memory. Like I don't know, I like every time, I don't know how, but people keep connected to us,
Yeah.
and it's always amazing. It feels very very good.
What can we expect from this gig in Amplifest this year?
We're gonna play most of our new record,
Yeah.
so new songs, and I hope we can expect some fun. That would be a good thing.
I have one last question for you.
Yeah, sure.
You have a so-called manifesto, love
Mm.
each other, and I think it's beautiful. But in times like this that we are living now, do you think we can make this manifest a way of life to be, I don't know, go forward better in life with the
Uh,
war and the crisis and everything?
oh, I think that's actually the moment where we need to remind each other how much we should count on each other.
Yeah.
You know, because um, everything in society makes you think you're only an individual and you should be selfish for your career, for your like passion or whatever. But the true story is that actually you need to count on everyone around you. Like the best example for that is like for us being in a band. You know, you could create the best music. Like the one that everyone loves and stuff, but if no one is here to actually go to your show, to help you out with like booking shows, driving you around, or any, we're all part of a community. If you want it or not, it's the same. You're part of the community, and you have to count on the people around you, and you have to take care of the people around you because they will take care of you, you know, as well. And that's, I feel like that was the whole purpose of like everything that happened during COVID as well. Is like, you know, this difference between people that really um, were very scared about everything that was going on and didn't want to get screwed by whatever, like vaccines or whatever. And there were other people that were like other people that were like, we need to take care of, like, the more fragiles,
Yeah.
like older people, people who can't really get this disease without going to get to the hospital or something like that. So I felt like that the polarization of the debates around COVID was really symptomatic of everything that goes around right now, where like some people they don't trust the ones around them. They think that if tomorrow is the end of the world, everyone's gonna steal the properties of everyone, and just keep it for themselves or whatever. But it's not what happens actually. You can see it in like poor neighborhoods. People like take care of each other, and they help each other. You can see like everywhere actually, when people are in distress, they tend to actually reach to each other and try to help each other. And it's really important to remember that, because like I think everything that we lived through made us very lonely, and solitude has been such a norm lately that it's important to tell people you're not alone. Actually, you're not alone. Other people feel just the same way that you feel.
Yeah.
And it's cool to talk about it. It's cool to talk about your feelings with other people, and it's cool to actually make something out of it together. If you feel something is wrong around you and other people think something is wrong around you, it's probably like something is wrong
Yeah.
around you.
Let's
You know
talk
what I mean?
about it, right?
Yeah, let's talk about it, and try to put up some change for once.
But thank you so much. I hope you have a nice journey to Portugal. I hope you have a fabulous time in Porto and a fabulous gig in Amplifest. It was a great pleasure to have you here with us. And kiss to you and to the other
Thank you so
members of
much.
the band.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.